Welcome back to Side Road. I'm Carlos, and this is a 2024 Mazda CX-50 Meridian Edition.
Very special thanks to the team at Covered Mazda for providing the car for this video.
The interior of the Mazda CX-50 is great. All the materials are soft and nice and very well put together. The materials on the doors and all the touch points and where you support or touch is really nice. There is a little bit of hard plastic here and there, but like any other car. The shifter is surrounded by this little piano black section. That's a bummer. This model comes with the 4 power windows. Windows are one touch up and down, 4 of them. That's really good. Heated steering wheel, all in leather. It has a 7 inches digital display. In the middle is a combination of analog and digital, which I like. It's pretty simple. You can change some of the view, not a lot, but plenty. Not plenty, I mean sufficient. You don't need more than that. So the automatic air conditioning with 2 zones, heated steering wheel, ventilated seats and heated seats, which is great in this class and great to have in any car. 10.25 inches infotainment screen is a Mazda typical one. You can watch my video on the CX-90. It has a knob here, a rotary knob to control the functions on the screen. Is pretty easy and straightforward to use. In my opinion, that won't be the opinion on everybody that reviews this car and this particular system. I do like it, not everybody does. It comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and when in Apple and Android you can use the touch screen, although it's a little bit far from you, and you can control it from the knob, the rotary knob, no issues. And all of the functions have to be controlled with this system, which has shortcuts. The volume knob is in here, which is pretty handy for the pilot and the passenger. We use it that way and it's really cool. Other than that, it's very simple and streamlined, simplistic, but I like it. It's not confusing, doesn't have a lot of buttons and stuff that you don't understand. It's very well designed in my opinion, or at least for my taste. The seats are comfy, and this is Napa leather in terracotta color, which I really like. Not everybody does that, but it comes in black as well. Frameless mirror with HomeLink, and it has this panoramic sunroof, which is also really cool to have. I fit behind myself in the back seat, which is good. It has a 60/40 folding for the back seats, and it has heated seats on the back and an armrest on the center as well. The trunk has sufficient space, it's wide and big enough for the class. I'm sure nobody will have any issue with that level of space, especially on this class. They are all pretty similar. In numbers, they may seem a lot different because it's based on each single inch that is available, but in reality and the daily use, they are all pretty similar, and this one is no different and is sufficient. Comes also with a head-up display, which gives you a lot of information, and when you are in the maps or even in Apple CarPlay or Apple Maps, it shows you the directions on the screen, which is also very good. It comes with backup camera with 360 view, which is ideal for this type of car, and this is a function that most cars should have. Is really handy. A Bose sound system that sounds really, really good. CX-50. This one is a Meridian Edition, which has different tires and different wheels, and has roof rack, which you can add that or not, and it have this graphic in the hood. It's a little bit more off-road oriented, although there is no mechanical changes to the car, but the looks are spot on what Mazda is trying to do and to attract the more off-roady and adventurous people. The Meridian in Canada is a top of the line. In the US there are one or two trims on top of this one, but in Canada it comes fully equipped. The engine is a 2.5 liters 4-cylinder that produces 256 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Both figures are excellent and way above the class. Those figures are with premium gas, which is recommended, but you can also use regular gas and won't affect or damage the car, and with that you lose a little bit of horsepower and torque, but it's still pretty healthy. So with regular gas, the car produces 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, which is again a lot of torque for the size of this car. It's paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and it comes standard with all-wheel drive. The CX-50 has 3 drive modes to be selected, and it's normal, sport, and off-road, which tells you that Mazda tweaked the traction control to help you a little bit more on off-roady situations. The CX-50, because of its off-roady and more rugged design and features, competes, or at least I chose from the category, which is huge, the compact class. I chose Ford Bronco Sport, the Subaru Forester, and the Toyota RAV4 that also has this off-roady edition, which I believe is called Trail in Canada. Fuel efficiency for this car is 10.4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 8.2 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway, which is 23 mpg on the city and 20 mpg on the highway. The price for this vehicle starts around 46,000 Canadian, and the top trim comes around 49,000 Canadian, which is this one, the Meridian Edition. In the US, the price starts around $38,000, and the top trim comes around $43,000. The CX-50 comes loaded with safety features and things like smart city brake support front, advanced blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, smart brake support front, pedestrian detection forward, distance recognition support system, forward obstruction warning, drive attention alert, lane keep assist system, and lane departure warning system. How does it drive? The CX-50 comes from Mazda. Mazda is a brand known by their driving dynamics and the driving oriented philosophy. So you can tell that is fully present in here. This one on the power department is plenty, and then more. Like, you will never have a problem with that, and in fact it's really responsive and really satisfying to drive. Mazda for 2024 did some changes and updates for this car on the suspension and the steering. Apparently the steering was a little bit heavier than what this is, and if you have seen any of my videos by now, you know that I do like heavier weighted steerings, which is the case here. Nothing invasive or extremely heavy, but heavy enough to make the car feel a little bit more sporty and to make you feel that you are in control. All the inputs that you give to the car are taken right away, and also the dimension of the cars are ideal, so it's not too big, not too small. I really like the compact segment for the SUV market, because you have the cargo, you have the space, you have the practicality, but you also have a car that is pretty easy to drive. So that's all in here as well. Very responsive on inputs, and you can know exactly what is going on the road. That's really good. The suspension is on the firm side, which is not a surprise. It's very Mazda, and it's not uncomfortable at all. It's in fact really comfortable and can soak the imperfections from the road with no issues. But again, it makes you feel and makes the car feel a little bit more planted and sporty and responsive. I like that, and I think many people will like that. It has a 6-speed automatic transmission. I think I already mentioned that. For many, 6 speeds is an old thing. I find this is a perfect transmission. I used to own a CX-5 and I never had any issues with the transmission. It's responsive, it downshift when you need. This one also has paddle shifters, which helps you to downshift or upshift depending on the conditions that you are driving in. And you don't really need more than 6 speeds, in my opinion. 8s are good to have, but between 8 and 10 speeds, depending on the transmission, some of those transmissions start to second guess themselves and shifting all over the place and having trouble to find the proper gear to be in. That will never be the case on these ones. On a 6-speed, and in the 6-speed transmission from Mazda, so I really like it. In general, I find the cabin is really quiet. The brakes feels nice and responsive. And the handling, come on. Like, you have to drive it to understand. You will not expect to have this much control and composed driving from a car on this class and a car like this. So I like that about Mazda, and all that is here. So you will really get a sense of good driving when you own or drive this car. There is something about Mazda. Full disclosure, I do own a Mazda, and I have owned several Mazdas in the past, but there is something about this brand that separates itself from the rest. Even though they compete in all these regular segments, if you are someone that doesn't care about cars and you get a Mazda, you may start getting the appreciation of what a good car is, meaning the driving dynamics and the responsiveness and the way that it's put together and the quality. And if you're a person that likes premium stuff and wants it all, but maybe the budget is not there yet, Mazda is an excellent brand to get into the premium feeling. The fit and finish, the design, the attention to details, the philosophy of the brand, and of course the way these cars in general handle is exceptional. You will be getting a premium experience for not so premium price, and then you will get used to it, and either you stay with Mazda forever or you will only want premium and luxury brands after, because Mazda does that to you, and to me that's a good thing. Mazda CX-50 Meridian Edition is a very interesting offering. It's practical, powerful, comfortable, beautiful inside, has all these off-roady and adventure details in the outside. You get a lot for your money.